Well, good evening, everyone. Rotor Talk, welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 7, Episode 6, more DJI firmware updates. We got a full house here tonight. It's Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, and everybody knows where they need to be, right here watching Rotor Talk Live. Let's see who we got here. Okay, really full house tonight. Drone Shots, Akarasho, Art is here. John Olson is here. Welcome. Let's see, Flying Plume Media, John, welcome. Johnny Drone Flyer, welcome. Mad Props Media, Big Orange Drone Flyer, Zach. See who else we got. Looking through the list here. Michael Wright is here. See who else. Dr. Ted is here. Leonard Oglesby, Waypoint New England. Boy, like I said, we really got a full house here tonight. Wow. I'm impressed. Captain Ray is here, of course. Let's see. Who else we got? Just going through the list here. Wow, a really full house. You guys are ready to rock and roll. Sorry for being a couple of minutes. Greg Pittman, welcome, Greg. All right. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Got some, I don't know, just FYI notes. Florida's weather is like a woman. It can never make up its mind, okay? I guarantee you. It's like, I was getting ready. Saturday was a great day, but I had my bed cover installed on my Tundra, and that ate up most of the day and couldn't fly. And when Sunday, 100% chance of rain, and it came through. And then after the rain was gone, it was like 30-mile-an-hour winds. So go figure. Hoping maybe this week on Thursday I'll be able to get out and fly. I had that day off. Friday and Saturday and part of Sunday, we're going to be driving a little north of Orlando for what's called a 2024 Hamcation or Hamcation. It's the second largest ham radio show in the United States. The largest one being Hamvention. It's up in Dayton, actually Xenia, Ohio, in May. And I was all set to go to that when I broke my left hand, but that's not going to happen, okay? And we're going to actually, I found a route to go to Orlando where I don't have to go on Interstate 4, okay? Only under life and death circumstances will I drive Interstate 4. It's horrific to drive. It's horrible to drive. Just horrible. So any of you guys, and I know several of you guys are some ham radio aficionados. I know Richard's in here. I think I don't know if I mentioned you or not, Richard. Welcome. Any ham radio aficionados who are going to Hamvention, make sure you stop by and say hi to me. Valerie and I were going to be wearing our Ham Radio Basics t-shirts, so look for us there. We're going to have a blast. I'm looking forward to meeting all the other YouTube content creators. This is going to be a first for meeting a lot of them. Several of them won't be there, but quite a few of them will. And I was on a live stream on Sunday night on Ham Radio 2.0. Jason, he had me on, which was, I want to thank Jason very much for having me on. Had a total blast. Okay. Housekeeping number 1. Housekeeping number 2 here. Okay. What's a hand radio? Is that like, I'm sorry, Mad Props. I meant to say ham, H-A-M, ham radio. Okay. Amateur radio. All right. Okay. Housekeeping item number 2. Tundra Nation Basics is almost ready to rock and roll here. I got my first cut at the intro, outro video. The outro looks good. Intro needs tweaking just a little bit. And also, real interesting, I filmed a quick and dirty shorts to put out there for an accessory to put inside your Tundra in the big, and I mean it's big, not glove compartment, but console between the seats. 199 views, and I didn't even throw it out on social media at all. So I'm sure my channel is going to do well. And there is a link in the description here. So guys, please do go ahead and subscribe. I know I got 7 people already subscribed. Like to have a lot more. We're going to have a lot of fun with that channel. I'm going to have a once a month live stream. I'm going to have some people, other Tundra owners, other ones who have YouTube channels, going to have them on and just going to kind of do an informal kind of interview kind of thing. So look forward to all that. Okay. All right. You love poor Dr. Ted. We'll still keep you anyway because you're a drone guy. That'll work. Okay. I won't say fix or repair daily. Oops, did I say that? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that. Okay. Ford makes a great truck. Chevy makes great trucks. GM too. Okay. Just for me, the Tundra, the reason that I got the Tundra, the hybrid has incredible torque, incredible horsepower, and it's a top rated safety pick by the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration. So, and that was because I wasn't able to buy an M1A1 Abrams tank. Federal government wouldn't sell it to me. So I had to get the next best thing. So, all right. All that being said, okay. Billy Tompkins, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you in tonight. More firmware updates from DJI. Go figure. All right. Ron and Marcus, of course, they'll be joining us here in a little bit. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go over my first article here. So hang on a second. And okay. Interesting article. How to use DJI Avata drone for indoor mapping with sky browse. Okay. Wow. Okay. To ensure the best video quality for mapping, ensure the following before you fly. Video quality, go to settings, camera, it tells you what to do there. ISO settings, stabilization, field of view, dual recording, flying for indoor mapping. It says drone height, slightly below half the height of the room. Start recording once you take off, and before you begin flying, ensure your drone's camera is recording. Flight path, carefully hug the corners of the walls, maintaining a straight flight path. This technique helps in capturing the room's layout effectively. Speed control, maintain a speed not exceeding 1 mile per hour. Half mile per hour is ideal for high resolution mapping. Completing the flight. Once you circle back to your original location, stop recording before landing. This marks the end of your data capture. So real interesting here for those of you Avata aficionados who want to maybe try to do some indoor mapping with it. And you guys do that, drop it out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group or page. Love to see it. Love to see you guys. If you do a video of that, definitely please feel free to go ahead and share something like that. I thought this was very interesting. Something to do with the Avata. So you don't have to worry about weather. You'll be inside. Well, one of the things that we know is the Super Bowl is a no-fly zone. Okay, that's been taken for granted here. So we're going to go. There was an article out on Drone DJ, and I want to share it with you guys. Week-long FAA Super Bowl no-flight drone ban in Las Vegas begins today. And that was yesterday. So it started on the 4th, okay? Before game day, February 5th to 9th. Restrictions around Allegiant Stadium on February 5th for 1 nautical mile up to an altitude of 1,000 feet between 3 and 8. Restriction around Resorts World on February 8th for 1 nautical mile up to an altitude of 1,000 feet between 2 and 10. Restrictions around Allegiant Stadium on February 9th for 1 nautical mile up to an altitude of 1,000 feet between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Restrictions around Wynn Casino on February 9th for 1 nautical mile up to an altitude of 2,000 feet between 5 and 11:30 p.m. Game day. Restrictions begin at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with 2 nautical miles around the stadium up to 2,000 feet in altitude. Restrictions expand between 12:30 until 2:30 until 8:30 Pacific Standard Time to a 30 nautical mile radius and up to 18,000 feet in altitude. Okay. Well, and I think it was here. Okay. The most recent, I wanted to read this to you, especially. The most recent of these occurred during the Chiefs' January playoff contest in Baltimore when a drone was detected at M&T Bank Stadium during the first quarter, causing a brief pause. That followed 2 NFL rule-required delays during a November 16th Ravens game when it was later learned 8 different UAV flights violated the area's no-flight ban. The most recent incident involved a craft launch outside the stadium, a spot that, like the pilot, was quickly identified and reached by authorities using the facility's counter-drone tech, okay? So know something here, okay? For you who decide rule breakers, and I'm not going to, this channel has wants everyone out there who within my voice to comply with these rules, okay? But if some unfortunate soul decides to go out there and break these rules, you're going to get caught. Okay. The tech is so advanced right now that they'll find you where if you move a step, they'll know where you are. Okay. So in other words, don't do it. Okay. And they will make an example of you. I am very sure of that. So and again, 30 nautical miles, 18,000 feet during the game time, during game time. Okay. Don't go out there and see if you can get the authorities come to you, because they will. All right. And that's like if you live within a 30-mile radius. Well, I know a lot of Las Vegas, especially the downtown areas, a no-fly zone. It always has been. All right. And because I know the people, and I think Bob Dempsey has mentioned it as well. You kind of got to go on the outskirts to get out there and fly, which is nice. There's some very scenic spots, but boy, it'd be nice to capture some of the sites downtown, but you can't. Okay. It's just, you can't. It's against FAA rules. You just can't do it. Okay. But think about this: 18,000 feet, 30-mile radius around the stadium when the game's on. All right. Don't tempt fate. Don't be that guy. Don't be that example out there. Okay. Follow the rules. Okay. Because, and don't go out there and see if you can test them, seeing if they're going to find you. It already said there that they did find people, and they're going to be there. All right. They're going to be there. So sit back, relax, have your chips and nachos and pizza and subs and favorite beverage, and sit back and watch the game. All right. Enjoy the game. All right. I'm sure it's going to be a good game. I hope it's a close game. I hate Super Bowls or blowouts, but I hope it's a close game. And I have my thoughts on who I think is going to win, but we might reveal those a little later when Ron and Marcus join me, especially Ron and I can have our 5-minute Super Bowl talk at the end of tonight's show. So, but anyway, that's where all that is. I just wanted to kind of level set that. All right. Okay. This is a little bit old news here, but I wanted to let you guys know about this. All right. And I think you guys know this, that there was a firmware update for the, let me see. Do I have that? I cut that out. Okay. I was going to show you. It's a YouTube video anyway. I can't play it, but the latest firmware update adds DJI Mic 2 support. Da-ta-da. All right. And that is absolutely awesome, because you don't have to put any dongle on there, nothing. Okay. Follow the instructions on how to do it. There was a video, and I dropped it out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group, so you can go out there and see that if you want to have instructions on doing that. Okay. And then some other news to go along with that. All right. You see the post? Yeah, Terry, we're gonna get to that. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm saving that for when Ron and Marcus are going to be here. But yes, I have, and I got some thoughts on that. All right. So what was I saying? All right, about the Osmo Action 4. Guess what Bill the Drone Reviewer did? Bill went out to Amazon. Well, there's a long story here. Okay, I went out and originally ordered it from DJI. Okay. DJI said it was going to be like 2 weeks before they could send it to me. And I'm like, no. This is why the sale was still going on. So I went ahead and I ordered it on Amazon. I canceled the order on DJI, ordered it on Amazon. Okay. And I canceled it within less than 10 minutes after placing the order. All right. I thought everything was fine. Ordered it from Amazon. And Amazon, it's either going to be here tomorrow or Thursday. Okay. And I was chill with that. That's good. All right. What do I get the next morning? Okay. From DJI, it's shipped already. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. All right. How many times have we waited for products from DJI? Okay. And their shipping has just been less than desirable, let's say. All right. I've been there. I've been there, done that with DJI. Okay. Several times. It's just been very frustrating. So they go ahead, and next thing I know, they send me a return. They said, sorry, we didn't catch it before the shipper had a chance, before the shipper put it out to be shipped. we'll send, they emailed me a label, just slap the label on there, send it back. We'll process your refund, all that kind of good stuff. All right. Well, then we're out. Was it? Oh yeah, we were out the other morning on Saturday morning. Okay, having breakfast, and I got a phone call, had spam on it. Usually, I'll answer them because it can't. Spam comes from the same area code as my number almost all the time. All right. So I went out there. I answered the call. It was DJI. They said that they intercepted the shipment. It will not make it to me. It's going to come back to them. And as soon as they get it back, they'll process a refund. And I'm like, why didn't you guys do this in the first place? All right. Just cut out the middleman. Just take care of it and get it done. Okay. And, their whole thing was, it was like 2 weeks before when I ordered it. And I'm like, no, that's not acceptable. I mean, it's free shipping and I get it. But it's like, okay, I ordered the Air 3 or the Mini 4 Pro, and it was here 2 days later, both of those drones. I didn't have any problem with that. And, one was from, I think I got, one of them's from Adorama. It was like here in 2 days. I mean, it's like no problem. All right. What's going on, DJI? Anyway, all right. The winner will be a red. Johnny, you are spot on with that. You are a guru. Okay. I'm going to put my bets on a red team as well too. All right. There we go. All right. That way you're 100% correct on all that. Okay. All right. Moving on here. More firmware updates. Believe it or not. Okay. This is just kind of absolutely crazy. Crazy stuff. All right. Let's see. DJI Mic 2 firmware update. All right. DJI's firmware update happy right now. But with these firmware updates, it's just not fix some minor bugs kind of thing. Let's take a look and see what's involved here with this. Okay. New DJI Mic 2 firmware is here. Okay. The firmware v04.03.08.31 packs a bunch of new features. Adds transmitter audio off function, enabled by default. Okay. Adds noise reduction via power button, enabled by default. Adds compatibility with the iPhone 15 series, supporting the receiver to be used while charging when connecting to a mobile phone via the mobile device adapter. Optimizes the stability of the system during use. Fixes the issue of the transmitter not switching to Bluetooth mode when internal recording was activated. Fixes the issue of the transmitter when directly connected to Bluetooth device, incorrectly indicating support for internal recording and noise reduction through LED information. Fix some additional known issues. Okay. And then it goes in here and tells you how to update the DJI Mic 2 firmware. Okay. And I would say for the latest and finding out how well the DJI Mic 2 is, check out Ron's channel. I know he has one. I know he's putting it through its paces, and I'm sure he has some good videos. I think he's done one, maybe two. I'm not sure. And I know I've watched one of them. So get out there. Of course, obviously you want to support Ron, of course. Absolutely. 100%. But get out there, check that out. See what Ron has to say about it. And for me, and I'm going to tell you this, I'm really happy with the Mic 1, the original mic. Okay. It's been working flawlessly for me. I've had absolutely, positively no issues with it. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. This thing has worked like a champ. All right. And one of the things that you need to remember, okay, on your phone, you want to turn it to the more video mode and advanced video, so it will pick up your dongle when you put it in your phone to pick that up with your smartphone. Just a kind of a FYI here. Welcome, Uncle Bill's Toys. Good to see you. Okay, David Martin Graff, welcome too. That's a good David. That's a good point. I'm thinking what we're going to see first. We're going to see some kind of DJI FPV. I'm almost sure of that this quarter. Then after that, we might see an Air 3S. Don't know, but I would say you're probably going to be looking if we see a Mavic 4 this year, maybe August, September kind of time frame. Who knows? All right. And we're also talking about a Mini 5, but we're gonna wait for Ron and Marcus to join me before we start doing that. But yeah, George Kelly, welcome. Good to see you tonight. Thank you for stopping by. So yeah, and there's another firmware update we're going to talk about, believe it or not. Wow. Okay. Like I said, DJI is going firmware update crazy here. DJI releases new firmware for Osmo Pocket 3 camera. Okay. Adds cancel recording function. Users can press and hold the shutter record button to cancel during recording. The footage will not be stopped after canceling, saving storage space. But do note this function is not available in time lapse, motion lapse, and webcam modes. All right. Optimizes the recording gain for DJI Mic 2 transmitter and recording volume performance. Add support for setting the audio channel in the built-in mic audio backup function. The channel parameters will be set the same as they are for the camera audio. Optimizes the controlling function for the 5D joystick in selfie mode. When taking a selfie, the panning direction of the camera is the same as the direction as the movement of the 5D joystick. That's a real good one right there. Optimizes the automatic recovery logic of the gimbal when exiting transfer file OTG connection mode. Optimizes DJI Mic 2 transmitter performance and connection stability during live streams. Fix some minor bugs. Okay, this is a good update. Okay, they did a good job on this. This does address a lot of things on there. And like I said, I really like the automatic recovery of the gimbal and the controlling function for the 5D joystick in selfie mode. These are good. These are good ones. These are real good ones. JSK Enterprise, welcome. Good to see you tonight too. I want to make sure that we get everybody here. Yeah, Leonard, I just saw your post here. I don't know. There, there was some talk about the Air 2S and the whole reason for that one coming out and everything. And I don't know, but they're, like I said, and I've said this before, the Air series has been extremely popular. I mean, extremely popular. And and you guys know, and you've heard it in my videos, okay? And I am going to be coming out of the video as long as we don't have 100% rain on Thursday. I'm going to get out there. It's my favorite drone. I mean, and I'm talking, okay. Now I love my Phantom 4, okay. B2.0. Love that drone. I absolutely love my Mavic 3. All right. Fantastic drone. Absolutely. I love my Mini 4 Pro. It's another fantastic drone. But the Air 3 is just absolutely fantastic. And there's Mr. Ron Brown.
Bill, how are you tonight?
Well, I'm going to agree with Johnny. I have a prediction for Sunday.
So okay.
A team that wears red is going to win the game.
No, pardon, hold on. I missed it.
A team that wears red is going to win the game.
Oh, okay. You went out on a limb on this one.
Yeah, well, John, I got to give Johnny credit for it though. He dropped that in the chat. So, yeah, I just kind of had to say that. DJI's going firmware update crazy, Ron.
They have. I heard you talk about my favorite drone when I popped in the Air 3.
The Air 3. Somebody dropped in the chat. They don't think there's going to be an Air 3S, and just thinking, DJI did so well when they did the Air 2S, but I know the timing and logistics and all that. Okay. Who knows? I don't know.
I'm telling everybody, I'm not going to be surprised either way. I won't be surprised if we see an Air 3S. I won't be surprised if we don't see one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%. It's not going to surprise me, but I'm prepping everybody because what we're going to see first, we're going to see a DJI FPV drone first. Okay. I think that's pretty much a foregone conclusion with that. I don't.
Lauren told us two DJI FPV drones coming this year.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That would not surprise me either because the Avata is taken off like hotcakes and it's done extremely well. and it's gotten
And Bill,
people like,
correct me if I'm wrong, this summer, I think it came out in August, it'll be 2 years this summer, right?
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
something's actually due for a refresh. We get mad with DJI refreshing stuff too soon, but 2 years is probably a decent cycle for a drone.
it is, and that's why we're thinking like the Mavic 3. It'll probably be due this year for an upgrade because it'll be 2 years. All right, and they've been going they've been doing kind of a 1 year cycle on the mini pro drones. Okay,
Right.
it's like that's like every year. So,
Yeah.
um,
Which
you
is
know,
understandable. That's the lowest price point. So that's the one people can afford to upgrade.
yeah,
The
yeah,
quickest at the lowest price point. Yeah.
yeah. Now I know you posted it, and I'm gonna bring this up because I just had to, and I know you guys talked about it a little bit last night on your show, and I just have to laugh. Okay, I just absolutely have to laugh. All right,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
yeah, this thing, I don't know if somebody used AI to do this, or it's I kind of think that they did. It kind of looks like an AI kind of a rendering kind of a thing here.
Kind of
Um,
looks like a drone you'd see like in a James Bond movie or something like that.
yeah, it reminded me of a drone in one of the Tom Cruise Mission
Yeah, yeah. Some
Impossible
of those
movies.
type of movies. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what this looks like, and it's incredibly small. Okay, I mean that's you know the Mini 4 is going to be a lot bigger than that. So they're not. This is just so far, out of whack. It's not funny.
That's actually like the Mini 10 or something like that, right? That's way down the
Pro-
line.
Probably. And I saw another one today, and I thought I had it up here. No, I didn't. I didn't have it up here.
So
But
you think this time around we've had DJI's use the same body on the 3 and the 4, so you think we will get a body redesign for the 5?
I don't think they'll do a body redesign, Ron. It's just it's done so well for them. Why, Yeah, and it's the whole thing, and you go back to auto manufacturing, okay? And how easy it is for them to say, slap some other stuff on and make it a different model, okay? And just use the same body chassis kind of thing. For example, okay, my Tundra, okay?
Mhm.
It's the same chassis as on the Toyota Sequoia, okay? It's the same exact chassis. It doesn't differ at all, okay? So, there's
Mhm.
a lot of and that's what DJI does. They get really smart about it. Autel's done a great job at that, okay,
Yeah.
with their drones. So,
Yeah.
that's what I see right here. I don't see them going for a redesign at all with this. Not at all. And then this talk about it coming up now. Okay, I was out on Igor Bogdanov's account on Twitter.
Mhm.
He's had nothing since the middle of January. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there's
There's
somebody
nothing brewing right now. If Igor is quiet, nothing's going on.
Yeah, yeah. So if Igor's quiet right now, there's nothing going on. I mean, he'll let you know when something's in the pot right now. He seems to be the go-to guy, and he gets all the latest information on that. And he's
Yeah.
been very accurate with that, Ron.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
And we know, Bill, nothing's going to happen in the next 10 days because everybody over DJI is on the Chinese New Year's holiday.
Exactly.
But nothing
Okay.
will happen in the next 10 days.
No, they're all on holiday. It's a big holiday for them over in China. So yeah, it's all shut down over there. All shut down. So
Mhm.
yeah. So just everybody needs to chill down. See, somebody was just trying to stir things up, okay? Because right now we're seeing a lot of firmware updates, which is fine. All right.
Mhm.
But as far as new product releases, we had the Mic 2 come out. We had the Pocket 3 come out earlier. But other than that, it's just like kind of like nice and kind of quiet right now. And
Yeah.
somebody's trying to stir stuff up. No need to do
And
that.
we talk about we don't really, I mean, we really don't need anything new. The Mini 5 Pros, I mean, the Mini 5, yeah, Mini 4 Pro is the best mini drone ever. The Air 3 is the best air drone ever. We have such good drones now. We're not screaming for any updates.
No, no. I mean, you have your choice of drones right now is fantastic. Okay, the Air 3, like I said, I'd be hard pressed to even say that might be a better than the Mavic 3. Here's Marcus. Um,
Good evening, Marcus. Good
you
evening.
know, as far as my favorite drone is concerned. And without a doubt, the Mini 4 Pro is the best mini drone that DJI has come out with. All right. So it's like, DJI has to try to outdo itself, but realize, we have some incredible tools at our disposal right now. They're already here.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I play the other side of that coin?
Go for it.
I'm just telling you, boys, DJI will have surprises for us that we don't even know yet.
Well, I agree. You always say that, and you're always right. So I'm
right. But until then, fly what you got.
Oh, of course. Oh, absolutely.
And enjoy it. And the equipment you're probably flying today is the best equipment you've ever had.
This latest generation of drones, when I talk about the Mavic 3, including the Mavic 3 Pro, the Air 3, and the Mini 4 Pro, and maybe even the Mini 3 Pro as well, the capabilities of those products are insane. And it just absolutely, it takes it, they've taken it to a whole nother level that they're idiot proof. Anybody can be a professional videographer now with those things, with all of the quick shots, master shots, all the professional things that they'll do. It's just it's really, I'll just step back a little bit. It's just so much fun to be a part of this hobby. I freaking love it.
Right. You used to always say a certain drone was your favorite drone ever, but I think I could say the current Mini 4 Pro is my favorite mini drone ever. The current Air 3 drone is my favorite air drone ever. I kind of go on. The Avata is my favorite FPV drone ever. I can sound like a broken record.
I'm glad you brought up the Avata, Ron, because let's look at what the Avata has done. It's brought that FPV experience to the masses. Would people like you and me, Ron, ever have picked up an FPV?
It's FPV for dummies.
Well, you could say that, but it doesn't have that high barrier of entry. In other words, listen, I'm never going to pick up a solder gun, nor are you. I can't speak for Bill, but I know you won't, Ron. So it lowered that barrier of entry for us to enjoy that same kind of freedom of flight that an FPV.
And you and I like buying a complete kit. We don't like buying a drone here, a controller here. We don't want to buy from 6 different places and assemble something. We have to get a complete kit when we purchase.
But trust me, DJI they have people that are looking out to the future. And when there's all this talk about the next Avata. Well, we don't know what it's going to be. It'll probably have a better camera, probably in some way. Who knew what that motion controller 2? Nobody even expected anything like that before DJI came out with it. So maybe they have something else in the works, right?
Yeah, and we know one thing: the next Avata will have is stronger motors, because we've seen a lot of people do that motor replacement in the current Avata because it did not have enough power to do certain things. So that'll be a gimme.
And Ron, you've already talked about. I know Ron has talked a lot about the potential for goggles that can help with my biggest complaint, and that is spatial awareness, knowing what's going on around you, situational awareness. Lots of good stuff coming.
Hey, speaking of that, situational awareness goggles, which we hear a rumor they're coming soon. If you had a pair of situational goggles, would that get you kind of off the hook as needing a visual observer if you're flying FPV? If you had the situational awareness.
Potentially it could, right? The
situation where it was so good you could even see the drone. Yeah.
But the very nature of FPV is that the drone is out of your sight much of the time, right? You're flying around a tree or a building or whatever it is. So, yeah, visual line of sight in FPV, even if you've got a VO, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Johnny, for the $1.99. Appreciate that.
He never contributes to our show, Ron.
Well, he had a prediction for the Super Bowl, Marcus. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
He said a team with a red jersey is going to win the game.
I think you can say that. Absolutely. There's no.
And maybe that's not $1.99. Johnny putting some money down on that bet.
Johnny's putting some money down on that. Okay.
Putting money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
But you make some good points, guys, about the spatial awareness thing, okay? Because that's the thing for me, okay? Because I fly alone all the time. I mean, not that Valerie doesn't want to come with me, but we're doing things on weekends.
That's it for the three of us. We typically.
Well, Bill, if you come to the South Florida drone meetup, you won't be flying alone.
Well, that'll be a little different. Yeah.
You'll be among. You'll have
plenty of visual observers that day.
Right.
Yes, you will have plenty of visual observers that day. But if they make goggles like something like that, I would want to. I'd try it out for sure. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And if I would find that it works, then I can get in with both, dive in with both feet. Okay. No questions asked. Oh, got a quick story to tell you. Okay. I went out before the sale, and this was after the show last week. I went out to DJI's website and I ordered the Action 4. But after I ordered it, I saw shipping date was at least coming 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm like, what? From the mothership? You guys got to be kidding me. Okay. Because before I went out there, I saw it was like shipping right away. Okay. So what I did was I went out. This is like 10 minutes after I placed the order. I canceled the order with them. I went out to Amazon. Okay. Amazon said it would get there February 7th, February 8th, tomorrow or Thursday. Fine by me. All right.
Yeah. Same price, Bill.
What's that?
Same price.
Oh, yeah. Same price. Same price. Yeah. Okay. So next morning, I get an email from DJI that says, sorry, we weren't able to intercept your order in time. 10 minutes into the order, and they weren't able to intercept it. Okay. So they sent me a label. They said, when you get it, return it, we'll credit it, all that stuff. All right. Saturday morning, Valerie and I are out for breakfast. I get a call. It's a spam call, but it's from an area code where I normally don't get them. So I answer it. It's DJI. Oh, we were able to intercept your package. It's being returned to DJI right now. You'll get it credited. I mean, I said, okay, but you guys, they're no rhyme or reason with their shipping. It's just, it's crazy because what on the last two, on the Mini 4 Pro, I mean, it was like 2 days and I got it. Same thing on the Air 3. So,
Bill, I got a follow-up story what you're talking about. So when the Mic 2 came out, I ordered in day one, but I ordered the wrong thing. And not as good as you, but within maybe 3 hours of ordering, I figured I ordered the wrong thing. So I canceled that order and ordered the right kit or whatever. But I get the same thing. I tried to cancel. I talked to the chat bot or whatever, and I tell them what I want to do, and I get this thing. Well, your order may not be the same term, whatever word you just said, that they may not be able to cancel. I'm thinking it's 3 hours later, whatever. So I get all these updates on the status of it coming or whatever, like I've never even asked to cancel. And then finally, I think the day before I got it here, they said, well, they sent me just like you, the label and sent it back. But I mean, the thing is, that's the worst. They're losing money because they had to prepay to ship it back, even though I gave them same day, alert that I wanted to cancel it. But they're still wasting money, shipping it to me and me shipping it back with a label. It's bad business. I mean, they could lower the price of drones if they didn't do practices like this. I mean.
Yeah, it doesn't make any rhyme or reason either in your situation or in mine why they do that.
Hey, I just want to say one thing real quick. I saw Ted Ballman in the chat. I know Ted is recovering from surgery right now. All the best, Ted. You and I are going to have to go out to lunch soon.
Hey, get well soon, Dr. Ted.
Get well soon, Dr. Ted. Thoughts and prayers are with you. Glad you're with us tonight, by the way. That's great. It's good medicine. Okay, watching this show is good medicine. All right. From your 3 doctors, drone doctors here. Okay?
Yeah, your drone doctors. 3
drone doctors. We can probably say that. But one of the other things that I wanted to talk about tonight was there was an article out on Drone DJ, and I really liked it, and I wanted to spend a couple minutes and get your guys' thoughts on it. And they compared the Mini 4 Pro with the Mini 3 Pro. All right. Okay. And, they showed a chart up here, pricing, very similar with a lot of the things. Okay. The battery it's about the same. Hovering time, flight distance. Probably the biggest difference is, of course, we know is the camera. Okay. and
Well, the obstacle, the all around 360 obstacle.
360 plus the features, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So
I would say the camera is only slightly better.
Yeah, the camera's slightly better here. But, the big thing here is, you look and you see the price. The price for the Mini 3 Pro is $600. The price for the Mini 4 Pro, $159 more at $759.
And that Mini 3 Pro price has just dropped recently into that low price though.
Right.
I'm going to give you a little advice. Spring for that extra $159. Get that Mini.
Yes. I was going to say the same exact thing, Marcus, because, obstacle avoidance has something to be said for it. Flying the mini drones without it was for people who have had experience like you guys and me. That's not a problem getting a drone without obstacle avoidance. But if you're a newbie, you want to get a drone with obstacle avoidance. Okay, you really do. You can't put a price tag on that. All right, you really can't.
We talked about that before. I mean, the people that need the obstacle avoidance most are the kind of newbies, and they're the people they're selling the cheaper drones that don't have it to.
Yeah, they go out, and we I think we touched on this last week. They'll go out and they'll buy the Holy Stones or the other cheap brands out on Amazon. They'll spend $300 or $400, and then the drone doesn't. It fish bowls all over the place. Has limited range, disconnects all the time. Yeah. The gimbal doesn't move on it at all.
It flies off.
It flies off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all that. My advice and our advice is this: spend that extra money, get something like a Mini 4 Pro. All right.
Or the bottom tier of DJI Joe's. Marcus was out with the Mini 3 the other day. That even that would be unacceptable.
Yeah,
the Mini 3 is a great drone, but you know what? I've noticed this a few times flying that drone. There are differences other than the fact that it just doesn't have obstacle avoidance, etc. And we know it doesn't have the same features. The camera is very similar, but you know what? I get a little bit of frame dropping with that camera. So it must not have. And this is shooting in 4K, 30 frames per second. I'm sure if you shot in a lower frame rate or
2.7
it would probably be okay. But that top frame rate of 4K 30, there's a little bit of frame dropping going on.
Yeah. Well, I have the same advice on this, Bill, as when the Mini 4 Pro first came out. If you have the Mini 3 Pro, it's a tough call to upgrade. But if you have no drone at all, or you have the Mini 2 or you have the Holy Stone, just go right for the Mini 4 Pro.
Excellent comment, Ron. Spot on.
Great comment, Ron. Great comment. I agree.
But if you have the Mini 3 Pro, okay, you're already 6 months into it with the Mini 4 Pro. At this point, just sit in the sidelines and wait for the Mini 5.
Hey, I just was looking at Bob Casey's comment about the Mini 2, that he regrets selling his Mini 2. Yeah, I kind of get that, Bob. I love my Mini 2, and I get it out once in a while, and it's kind of fun. Hey, it shoots in 4K 30. It doesn't look as good as like the newer drones, but it looks damn good. And there's just something about not having all that other stuff on that drone that makes it fun.
Hey, I did sell my Mini 2 Pro to Johnny Drone, Mini 2 Pro, Mini 2. There was no Mini 2 Pro to Johnny, and the Mini 2 to me is one of the best drones of all time. We put the Drone Nation Hall of Fame, one of the most important drones ever, the first good mini drone. But I don't regret it because I would only fly it out of some kind of sentimental reason because the Mini 4 Pro's better in every way, and I don't give two hoots that the Mini 2 doesn't have remote ID or whatever. I don't like. Oh, I mean, anybody that does care about remote ID, that's your right. I understand. I don't knock anybody that wants not to have remote ID, but I don't give a what about remote ID. So that means nothing to me that the drone doesn't have it.
I agree with your RID statement, Ron, but with the point that you made about flying it for nostalgia reasons or something, that's kind of exactly why I do fly it. I just get a kick out of getting it out once in a while. And
yeah. I mean, I'm one of these people. I think I'm going to do all this nostalgia stuff, but in reality, I hardly ever do.
Yeah.
So,
the other thing about it is, Ron, there's still so many people flying that drone. There's a lot of folks out there. So there's
I'm sure it was the most purchased DJI drone of all time. I mean, they don't keep records. I'll never tell you that, but I think they probably sold more Mini 2s than any drone ever. And it's still a lot of them out there. The daily flyers. Again, it's the perfect drone at that price point. I mean, it's like having a real. It's like if you had a Honda Accord or something from the '80s that just ran like perfectly for forever. So.
With our friend Bill over here, Ron, that's more like a Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah, or the Celica. Remember the Celica? And it's the Toyota Camry. You could buy Camry. You had like a 1988 Toyota Camry. It probably would still run like a top.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But the body would be completely falling apart. Okay.
Well, unless you lived in the West Coast where you didn't get any rust.
Hey,
you didn't get any rust.
But what would you guys give for one of those early Toyota Celicas, one of those 1970s? I mean, they looked like a little Mustang or something. Those things were cool.
They were.
And again, if you kept it away, like Bill said, if you kept it away from rusting, it probably still run good. I mean,
their engines
run good.
Yeah,
you could get probably 500,000 miles out of those engines. You could, without any question. Their
bodies, maintenance keep taking the dealer or whatever. Yeah.
You know what I always tell people? I always tell them, okay, we can probably all remember being behind a Ford that's smoking, or a Chevy that's smoking, or a Datsun that's smoking. When was the last time you can remember driving behind an old beat up Toyota that's blowing blue smoke? It doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. And Marcus showed his age here. He mentioned Datsun. A lot of people out in the thing. What's a Datsun?
Yeah.
Everybody go, what's a Datsun? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'll never forget when they changed the name over. I'm like, why are they changing the name? And then somebody told me, well, that's what they're called over in Japan, Bill. And I'm like, okay, all right, I get it.
Welcome to Toyotas R Us right here.
Yeah.
And bring back Datsuns.
All kidding aside, Bill, the next SUV I get may very well be a Lexus or a Toyota.
Well, I got an interesting little tidbit here. Is Saturday I went out and I filmed a short for my Tundra Nation Basics channel. Okay. Well, as you know, shorts go out there automatically. I was going to set it to private and not release it until have my channel debut, but I just left it out there. Now, I didn't go out there and post it on any social media. I only have 7 subscribers. I have 199 views on it.
Oh, that's cool.
I was like astounded by that.
Can you highlight Michael Wright's post? It's the very last post there, or we're almost the last one. Michael, if you've got one of those, it's worth bucks, man. There is a whole niche market for those. That is a cult car, man. Hang on to it.
And we got to explain what people mean by AMC. That's American Motor Corporation, correct?
Yeah.
Yep, AMC.
Who got folded into Chrysler in the 80s.
Yeah, and the Pacer was that car that looked kind of like a bubble.
What movie TV characters drove a Pacer?
No, they weren't a Gremlin. You're thinking of
somebody drove a Pacer in a movie or a TV show.
Well, I'm sure they did, but the Pacer had a larger passenger side door than it did a driver's side door.
Oh wow!
And that was so that people could get in the back seat.
Did you ever ride it? Did you ever ride in a Pacer?
You know, I'm sure that I did. I don't specifically remember.
I know I rode in a Gremlin, but I'm not sure I rode in a Pacer.
Yeah, I for sure rode in some Gremlins, yeah. And we're getting way off subject here. But
we are. We're out.
And Johnny's talking about Chevy Vega.
Chevy Vega was a great car. I disagree.
No, Johnny says the worst car ever.
I totally disagree with that statement. The first Vegas with that aluminum engines that were not sleeved, it was a terrible. Those motors were garbage. But once they fixed that, when they called it the Dura something engine, they sleeved that motor. That was the end of the problems for the Vega. It was a pretty good car.
But remember, you have to remember the contacts that Johnny traded like a 67, the original Camaro for the Vega.
That's probably, knowing Johnny, that's probably what he did. He probably had a 67 Z28 and he traded it in on a 1970 Chevy Vega. Yeah, sorry. That was a bad move, Johnny.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, let's get back to drones, Bill.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, but before I go there, maybe we ought to devote one episode a month talking about old cars. Okay, I think we'd have a blast. Okay, well, there's a group, and this is all I'll say. Okay, I follow the Pontiac group, and the reason I follow that, a real short story here. 1969, some guy was selling his 69 olive drab GTO. Okay, with a black top on it, black vinyl top. 5 on the floor. It had a 5-speed. Okay. This thing, it had air conditioning on it, power windows. It was loaded to the gills. Okay. My mom needed to get a new car. All right. So we go down and we test drive it. Of course, she can drive a stick. Okay. Drove it, said it was fine. She was going to take it. My dad's mechanic at the time, he went to a small station, said that car is not right for your wife, Bill. Okay. My dad's name was Bill. That car is not right. She is not going to like that. Okay. So she takes it to work. Now, she worked 3 to 11 shift at the hospital. She was coming home, and we lived on a windy road. She had it in 4th gear. It was up to almost 65 in 4th gear. She goes home to my dad. She didn't sleep a wink that night. She says, we need to take that car back, okay? We had that car less than 36 hours. Had to swallow like about $500. But I looked it up right now, and that kind of car, what it's worth, on the average between $125,000 to $175,000. Okay.
Oh wow.
I'm just like,
do they still make Pontiacs?
No.
That label's retired, huh?
That label retired along with Oldsmobile.
2008. Yeah, Oldsmobile before that. Oldsmobile was the early 2000s.
Oldsmobile was before that.
But talking stories about muscle cars that got away. Don't get me going here because
that could be a whole episode. That could be a whole episode, right? The muscle car that got away.
I have cars that would, if I had them today, would be worth so damn much money.
If you had them all in a big garage, huh?
Oh my goodness!
Under car covers.
Be like Jay Leno.
1970 Plymouth GTX 440 mag Coyote Duster hood scoop. 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner with the Roadrunner 383 4-speed, everything manual. 1966 Mustang Fastback with a 289 and the Super T10 4-speed, not the Ford top loader that most Mustangs had. The aluminum Super T10 4-speed. Another 66 Mustang. A 1967 Oldsmobile 442.
Old 442.
Yeah. There's a car for you.
I had a few, and they're all gone.
There's a car. Well, I'll say one more thing. Okay, my dad had a 1966. My uncle worked. He was a VP at Chrysler for data processing. So we went up to Detroit to get an executive's car. It was only driven for like a month. It was a 1966 Plymouth Satellite 383 engine, okay, with a black top on it, okay. First car that we had, air conditioning, FM radios, power window, okay. Sweet. That thing was just, and you know what my dad did every winter, because there was no such thing as rust proofing? He would get underneath that car with a bucket of roofing tar. I kid you not. He would tar the wheel wells, and then he would jack it up, the back end up. He would tar underneath the back end. That thing never had an ounce of rust on it, okay? Then what happened one night, my cousin parked his car in front of the house. Somebody hit it while they went out, totaled his car. I was literally a month away from getting my driver's license and being able to drive the car. My parents sold that red Satellite to my cousin. I tell you what, that was probably the time I was ready to explode at my parents.
Oh, that Satellite. So 383 4-barrel, 335 horse. That is one sweet ride. Yeah.
My dad's mechanic, okay, at the time, he said the only way I can change spark plugs on it, I got to put it up on the rack and reach at it from underneath because I can never get them on the top because that engine compartment was so crowded. That thing, man, that thing took off like a jackrabbit. Wow. Okay. All right. We're having our drone talk here. Okay. We'll get back to drones. One of the things that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be filming a video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Air 3 and I'm going to film a video of my new truck. Okay. And I'm going to put it on both Bill Drone Reviewer and Tundra Nation Basic. Okay. I thought that would be kind of a nice segue to get them on there like that. So be looking for that. That's coming up. Hopefully I can get out there this weekend. 35-mile-an-hour winds again on Sunday after it rained. Okay. I'm like, I can't win for trying. I mean, it's just like,
Well, the good thing you got the truck channel now, because the wind won't affect that channel.
no, I can go out there all day long. I'm not going to have any problems with that. But this weather is absolutely bipolar here in Florida.
Hey, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to Bill's Facebook page for Toyota Tundra, and what's the name of it again, Bill?
Tundra Nation Basics.
Tundra Nation Basics. I'm not a Tundra guy, but I'll tell you, it's fascinating just to see the posts that people put on there, the things that they do to their trucks, and all their, even just the little things about the issues that they have here and there.
I love that group name, Bill.
Yeah.
It goes in line with my ham radio channel too. You know, ham radio basics.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. And one of the things that I found in looking at, one of the mod, I just did a mod this weekend. I had a fiberglass cover put on the back by Lear. Okay. And it raises up like a trunk. Okay. That thing is sharp. They did a great job with that. Okay. One of the other things that I'm going to do is I'm going to change the front grill out to put a TRD Pro grill. And then around that, and what Toyota does, and it's so stupid, okay, on the Limited, it's kind of like a silver color that surrounds the grill, okay? I found there's a company out there that buys the OEM parts that surround the grill, and they'll paint it any color you want, the color of your truck. So, and I found a guy here locally, he's about 45 minutes away, who'll install all that for me for 2 hours worth of labor. And I'm like, done deal. I'm going to do that too. I mean, you know, because I'm keeping this truck after the lease.
You guys make great in Florida. Make great detonator Diet Cokes too.
Nah. Well, aren't we having a blast here tonight? We're talking about everything under the sun and then some. Okay.
So we did get a little drone talk to them before we turned into Truck Nation.
I hope we didn't run off any of your regular viewers.
I hope nobody unsubscribed tonight.
I don't think so. I think we did pretty good here.
Yeah.
So the game's coming up this weekend. Predictions for the game.
Bill, my big prediction is I'm going with the 49ers. They're 1.5 point favorite. That fell just a couple of days ago. It was 2.5 point favorite. So I think the most of the nation, the sentimental people, are behind the Chiefs. You know, with the Taylor Swift kind of soap opera thing going on, but I'm sticking with my 49ers. I know it's going to be a close game. I know Mahomes is the best quarterback out there, so he's always got a chance, but I'm going with the Niners. And I got another piece of football news, Bill. I just read today, Le'Veon Bell is considering a comeback. And if he does come back to football, he said he only would play for the Steelers. So
wow.
you may have one of the old stars back for the Steelers next year.
Well, there's some other news, too. Hines Ward is being considered for receivers coach.
Well, that is going to be a good move.
There you go. Marcus, what's your prediction?
So, Bill, I suspect you are a Steelers fan because it was read into you by your father and probably your father's father, and it's kind of a family thing. Well, that's the way I am with the 49ers. I grew up with my uncle Steve just being a 49ers fanatic, and my father being a 49ers fanatic. So there's only one team that I can be rooting for, and that's the 49ers.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna break the triumphant up here. I'm rooting for the 49ers too. Read a lot about Brock Purdy, their quarterback. Okay. He's a solid, fine young man, Christian, just has his head screwed on straight. Now, Patrick Mahomes is too, don't get me wrong. And I do like the Chiefs. I do like what Andy Reid has done and all that. Okay. I think it would be nice for them to get their turn, the 49ers to get their turn. And as I say that, if they win this game, they tie the Steelers for having 6 Super Bowl wins. So I say that, knowing that they would tie the Steelers up. But no, I think
they called Purdy a Mr. Irrelevant because he was the last pick in the draft.
Last pick in the draft.
Just irrelevant.
Pick in the draft. Yeah.
Story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great story, and also that name of that female singer that you mentioned, somebody Akarasha said, "Wash your mouth out with soap, Ron." So,
well, I'll wait until after. I may have to change my tune on Sunday if the Chiefs run away with it. So
I'm a big fan. I think she's awesome. So yeah.
Well,
I got all our 8 tracks, Bill. Hey, if we're going back, we're talking about satellites and all those old cars. I could throw. I bet you, Marcus, some of those old cars had 8-track players in them.
Oh, absolutely. No, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, okay. I got some new. I'll bring it next week for a demo on the show. Okay. I still have an 8-track left. Okay. I have it in my drawer. I kept it on purpose, and it was a follow up. Boss Skaggs was a follow up to the big hit. Okay. What was his
Lido Shuffle?
The one with Lido Shuffle on and everything. Okay. But the follow up one was called Down to Then Left. Okay.
And left.
Yeah.
And I have it. Okay. And he's still touring today. Believe it or not.
Silk Degrees, Bill. Silk Degrees is the big album.
Silk Degrees.
Yep, Silk Degrees. Yeah. And I wore the grooves off of that one. Okay.
Oh,
I don't know what happened to it, but I had a realistic 8-track player. All right. Hooked up with my Pioneer stereo. Yeah. It didn't get any better than that.
In that same vein, Bill, just like you kept that one 8-track, I have one VHS tape still in the cellophane. I'll never take it out, but yeah, Star Trek.
That's a great episode too.
Yesterday, where they go back in time with yeah. Anyway, for the same reason you have that 8-track, I kept this VHS tape.
Well, you probably keep your VCR right by Bill's 8-track player.
Yeah.
Well, I still have a VCR. Okay, and what was really cool was the kids gave me a bunch of tapes, and I played some of them. Valerie got to see my dad on one of those tapes. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Which was so cool. I mean, it was like, I was like, okay, and it was dad was at his best. He was vintage dad in those videos.
Get it digitized before it disintegrates, Bill.
That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna order a kit off of Amazon and get that out there, because I want to get it out. I want to get it out to my kids as well too, so they can have copies of it as well.
Hey, if you don't think our modern cameras, like whatever the Action 4 or the Pocket 3, if you don't think they're good cameras, look at some videos shot in the 70s, 80s, whatever. Man, that stuff looks like 100 years ago compared to what we're shooting now with our phones and action cameras.
Okay, we're on that subject, and I'm just going to say one thing, Bill, because you mentioned your father and there was videotape of your father. One of the things that I was fortunate enough to do when both of my parents were still in pretty good shape, I set up, I don't even remember what it was. It was an SX something Canon, Ron, a bridge camera.
Yeah.
And I put it on a tripod, put it in front of my parents, and I interviewed my parents. I just had them talk about things of their past and so forth, kind of just telling their stories. That, and of course, it's all digital. That is so valuable to have. So any of you people in the chat right now that your parents are getting older, I'm telling you, put a camera in front of them and just start that thing recording and just talk to them for a little while. You will absolutely cherish that.
Yeah,
Marcus, that's fantastic. I wish I had enough foresight to do that. Okay.
I sure wish I could get a time machine and take my iPhone with me and go back and record video of some of the moments of my life that I wish I had better memories of.
Isn't that the truth? And that's what, kids today, they're going to have all of that as when they get our age. It's all going to be recorded. They're all going to see it. Of course, they'll all be walking around with Apple Vision Pros on, probably. I don't even know. But people probably won't be even talking to each other by then. They'll just be talking through their Apple Vision Pro.
Well, we've had a great show. Any final thoughts here, guys?
I kind of gave with the prediction of the Niners and so on. So I just want to say good night to everybody. Thanks for putting up with all our car talk and 8-track talk and whatever. And hopefully next week we'll have some better drone news for you, Marcus.
Yeah, hey, we got way off topic, but it was it was a fun conversation. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. That said, you know what? We are right on the cusp of springtime. I keep telling everybody, springtime and fall are the two best times to be flying your drones. So get those drones ready to go. And if you've got a nice sunny day, don't miss the opportunity. Get out there and fly.
I echo your sentiments exactly. I'm hopeful this Thursday, crossing fingers. That Thursday and Friday, just to let you guys know, we're going to Orlando this weekend. It's Hamcation, is the second largest ham radio show in the United States. So I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of the content creators. I was actually on a show on Sunday night. One of the bigger YouTube ham radio guys. Had a total blast. Looking forward to meeting them, meeting a lot of the vendors, getting a chance to know some of them from some of the big names in radios and stuff. So that's going to be a real blast.
Bill, did you just pass a test or get a new license recently?
No, I've had my license
on Facebook. Maybe it was something that happened.
Yeah, you said that was today's the anniversary where I got my amateur extra license. Yeah. And when you get that license, basically, and the ham radio guys in the chat know this, it means I could talk DX, which is mean around the world. I'm open. I can talk on any band. Okay, it's open amateur radio. So, and that's the hardest of the three. There's 3 exams, and it's definitely the hardest. So, I studied my butt off for it. So, but yeah, I'm hopefully getting out Thursday to get some flying in before we go this weekend. And I'm going to take, as long as my Action 4 gets here, I'm going to take that. Going to take the Pocket 3. Going to take the Mic 2 with me. I'm going to have my other regular camera on my S22 Ultra. We're going to be doing that. I'm going to be handing out. And if any of you guys in the chat are coming to Hamcation, make sure you look us up, because Valerie and I will be wearing our Ham Radio Basics t-shirts. Come out, say hi. I got a goodie bag I'll give you. We're going to have a lot of fun.
And Bill, I'll give you a little tip. But you get your Action 4, you get your Mic 2 connected to it, put the wind muffle and turn wind noise reduction on. It doesn't matter if it is blowing 35 miles per hour. Nobody's going to know it with that setup.
I will definitely do that, Ron. I'm looking forward to that. Guys, have a great evening. Enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend. And as always, it's a great day to fly. See you guys later. Take care.